And thank you, Chair Mallory, for joining us today. You know, I'm from New Mexico, representing New Mexico, but also concerned with Latinos and communities who have been harmed by environmental injustice. So I am very grateful that the administration actually set up very specific criteria to look at. So it is not subjective in the sense like we're pulling it from air, but we are setting up very specific criteria that include what are the health outcomes for those communities that are impacted by pollution, by the results of whether it be in New Mexico, coal mining, fire power plants, or uranium mining, exploding nuclear bombs in our state, which cause cancer. We have very high levels of asthma because the methane leaks. So there are very concrete and observable harm that come from some of these activities that you are now looking at. And I know New Mexico has sadly has a lot of spots on your map. But what I'm also pleased about is that this is not just about what has gone wrong in the past, what are some of our historical injustices, but it's like, what can we do about it? This is about looking for the solution, looking for the answer, and being optimistic about we can solve this if we pay attention to it. And that's what I'm excited about, because we are creating good jobs, we are creating investments, and I want to talk about that a bit. But first I want to talk about the issue of referencing overall benefits going to these communities rather than direct investments, because we know that direct investments actually trigger the benefits. So how do you define and quantify benefits, and how can we make sure that that really does result in real results?
Thank you so much for that, Congresswoman. We are very much focused on how to get to a place where we have the kind of data that will help us assess what those overall benefits are. Ultimately, what we want to be measuring is, does the air get better? Is the water quality better? Are those factors or burdens that are impacting the people's individual health, are those improving? So we have to have a way to actually collect the data that will allow us to do that in the future. As a starting point, we're looking more at what are the ways in which the investments, both direct and indirect, are helping a community that is on our map, whether that is by the creation of training programs or by some of the adding of the electric vehicles. Those are the kinds of things that we're sort of looking at this point.
Yeah, and I would really lean in on how investments, because it doesn't happen without the investment.
Right.
The same way that your work and the work of NEPA doesn't happen without the investments we have made to make sure that there are the professionals on the ground who can do these reviews more quickly. And I think we need to realize that that has always been a problem, and that finally with the Inflation Reduction Act and with the other that we passed, that Congress passed, the president signed into law, finally giving you the tools, which is people power, to get this done. I also would like to enter into the record, the Inflation Reduction Act is building a clean energy economy and good paying jobs, as well as the Clean Energy Investing in America, April 2023, which document a lot of the success we've had in generating investment, generating private sector investment, which actually then leads to jobs.
Without objection.
I want to raise something that is an environmental injustice that is old, but is still lingering we must deal with. In New Mexico, as I mentioned, we actually exploded the very first atomic weapon. We have never compensated the individuals who received the brunt of the fallout. They are called downwinders, and we need to do better by the downwinders who were part of our national security, but were victims of the need for the progress or the fact that we felt it necessary to enter into an atomic age. And I would encourage CEQ. I don't know if they've taken a hard look at that and said, what can we do for these downwinders in New Mexico and in other parts of the country where we exploded above ground nuclear weapons?
Thank you, Congressman. I'm not familiar with that, but I understand that that is an issue and that you're asking us to collaborate on.
Yes, thank you. We look forward to that collaboration. And with that, Mr. Chair, I yield back.